in 2 parts. Like the whole game now will be for part 1. The part 2 will be going through the first 4 chapters. Just find all the hidden messages you guys want. Anyways, also I want to say this. Imagine like wearing a Halloween costume all night long. Like at 3 a.m. when you wake up and next morning. It's not like Halloween costume anymore. It's actually a suit from the movie. Like since I'm wearing the Iron Spider from Endgame and Infinity War, imagine it actually becoming that kind of suit. Where it would actually have Karen in it and stuff. You know?
Call an ambulance.
But different with Venom. The Venom costume. Like, you wear that one at 3 a.m. or the great night. Next morning, it's no longer a costume. It's an actual symbiote. Anyway, let's start with Betty and the English. I'm gonna bring in some friends. Welcome, all my Hero Academia friends. I'm gonna show you Izuku's future. Dear Henry says all for one. Henry is all for one since has a new name. So, he quit being #1 villain ever since his son was murdered tragically in UA. Because All Might Bakugo and Denki Kaminari and Bakugo's father betrayed and framed him as traitor to UA. All for one came in when Izuku was taken to recovery girl by his squad. There was no choice but to go to his cousin Overall, to Izuku's cousin Overall, to bring him back. Overall did have a way to bring him back, but it will come at a few prices. Make him soulless as he more than 2. It would take control if he remembered a lot of bad memories. Izuku remembered a lot of bad memories, even back in middle school. So now, he is doomed to stay at a place called Joey Drew Studios. Well, Henry says All for One is going back to after 30 years away. He left sometime between the 1960s, which means he came back sometime in the 1990s. I think so. I think that's how it's said in the archives. I will also be showing the archives in this video if I can hold it. Okay. It's just like a lifetime since we worked on cartoons together. 30 years really such a way, doesn't it? If you're back in town, come visit the old workshop. There's something I need to show you. You better spell overall / Joey Drew.
Alright, Joey. I'm here. Let's see if we can find what you wanted me to see.
And now All for One is doomed to stay here.
Desk. I wasted so much time in this chair.
You guys might be wondering what do I mean by that? Well, he just mentioned his desk, did he not? Oh, also, Izuku's dating 3 girls. Joe, which is why Denki framed him, because he wanted Joe to be his.
This lift could use a few dry cells.
He was also dating Momo, which Soto was okay with. And he was
Let's see
also
what you're
named
having in the
Toga.
middle.
Since, heck, he knows that the League, 3 members of the League are family to him. The obvious Toya Todoroki, aka Izuku's cousin. Because of this, Izuku never got his birthbook taken away. But his father was still the #1 villain. That's why his birth quirk was 1-4. So he didn't need to gain it from All Might.
Alright, how do I get this to work?
And to be honest, he still has his quirk. That's why I say quirks.
Who put this here?
And never, I'm sorry for your loss yet again.
Joey, what were you doing?
You may be wondering why am I saying that to this character called Boris the Wolf. It's because Boris was formerly known as Soto Todoroki, who had just given up on life ever since his cousin was taken away. Which is why Darby quit being a villain and decided to come back home and to join the villain rehab program. Tenko did the exact same thing as Toya. They did it for Izuku. And then this, Izuku and Tenko are actually birth brothers. They're not cousins anymore. But the grandma is still Nana Senmura. But they are birth brothers now. And they even had a sister, Izumi. Oh yeah, I should mention that Kota and Eri were both adopted by Izuku after he rescued them. Overall didn't know by the time when he was fighting Izuku that Izuku was family until he had to bring him back. I might actually have to do the whole game in 3 parts. If I can't do it all now. Actually, what can I do in 3 parts? Like the main story now, because it's just 5 chapters, and then the archives, and then for part 2, and then like I'll do part 1 and 2 tonight, if I can hurry, that is. But like the mini-series, but like part 3, just gonna wait until tomorrow. And then hopefully I can start with Dark Revival tomorrow as well. Actually I might have to do forfeit, because I could start the video going through this game again, looking for all the hidden messages. And tomorrow morning. Well, like,
we knocked out a wall or two after I left.
If you were wearing the costume when it became 3 AM, you were transported to the Marvel Cinematic Universe or DC Universe, depending on which costume you have. And the part of the universe the costume is in is the part of the universe you teleport to. Like seriously, how cool would that be if that actually did happen, if you wore a costume at 3 AM through the entire night? I'm gonna actually try doing it. And it actually changed your name and your memories. So like you wouldn't remember anything. Like if I wore this and all of a sudden woke up the next morning in the Marvel Cinematic Universe when Tony was still alive or something like that. And my memories were gone. But like, not completely gone, they will still be there, but they'll just be hazy, hard to remember. So it will be up to others to help, up to some heroes and villains to help me remember.
Now I just need to get the ink flowing somehow. Should be a switch around here somewhere. Then I can start up the main power.
We're about to see Izuku. Yuri and Koda, you may and you might not like what you see. And Yuri is going to be playing a big role in the sequel, Dark Revival. Maybe if I'm lucky, we'll get done with this. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save delay, or like going back through the game again for the hidden messages after I complete Dark Revival and going through the archives in that game. And I kind of how those games are like connected, but like, man, it was a big jump, time jump in between years. Midnight and Eraserhead are also in this game, but we won't be seeing them for a while. Toga is actually in this game as well. She was one of the female employees that used to work here. She actually voiced a cartoon character called Alice Angel.
This will definitely come in handy.
But unfortunately for Midnight and Eraserhead, I'll explain later. Actually, I'll put up a YouTube video afterward as I complete the game. And go and finish with the archive. actually it's not really them, but I made those two them. And I heard from like just a few weeks or days into when Dog Survivor actually came out on PS4. Like when I got to like chapter 4, my brother told me that there was already another Bendy game in the making.
There's only one thing to do. Press on. See if I can find a way out.
And then in the sequel, we are introduced to some old faces, to some old and new people. I just leave them as Sammy